What's good? What's good? We going live in a minute. What's good? Say something coming in. See if y'all call in tonight. Came in a little early tonight, so let's see what's up. What's good? Hit that like button. Come on in, hit that like button. Make sure you guys are sharing, liking, all the good stuff. Support your boy. Say something in the chat too. G Flynn, what's up, boy? I see you. Get on set up in here. About to get started in about 2 minutes. Boy, D Flam, man, let me make you a moderator, bro. Gotta do that. I got you in there, D Flam. All right. Be 1 second. I'm trying to go live on this other stream so we can get more people to come on in. You know, make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. You know, make sure you, if you want to call in and participate and join the conversation tonight, go ahead and do that. But tonight's topic is, you know, something different. You know, it's something that everybody can learn from. You know, because on my channel, you know, guys, I try to go ahead and make sure that everybody can be heard if they want to be heard. And I feel like we take wins and losses in life. But I broke down 2 videos. I did 2 videos about a year ago. The first video was like, let's see, was it the 7 W's that will change your world? And the other one was the 7 L's that lead to legacy. So tonight, I want to break down those W's and L's. And if people want to call in and talk about the wins in life that changed their life and the losses they changed their life, we can do that as well. But I want to break down these words that starts with W and the words that start with L that make you change your life at some point of your life. So tonight, more of a self-improvement, but at the same time, we can call in because sometimes we have relationships and things of that nature that changes our lives by taking wins or losses. So to get started, we're going to talk about the seven W's that change your world. And the seven is completion. A lot of times people don't know seven is completion in the Bible. Seven is 7 days of the week. You know what I mean? So make sure the word seven is like a bad luck number for some people, and sometimes it's a good luck number. But seven is completion. So just remember that. That's why I always talk about being completed as a person. That's why I say stack up your life, attack your life. I had that shirt on yesterday, but let's get right into it. All right. So the first thing you want to do with the W's is the first thing you want to wait. You gotta be a person that understands that be patient about the change in your life. A lot of times people use wait to, time waits for no man. And a lot of times we wait on things to happen when we got to go out there and make things happen. I always tell you guys there's three type of men in the world: men that make things happen, men that watch things happen, and people that talk about things happen. But I always put one of the men that make things happen in the middle, because you want to be the middleman. You want to make sure you make things happen in your life. You want to make progress in your life. You don't want to sit around waiting for somebody to give you a handout. You got to go out there and attack your life. That's why I always say stack up your life, attack your life, because you want to wait patiently for your own good luck to come along. But it takes patience to understand the process. Number two, wake up. A lot of times we are very delusional in today's society because we deal with the social media aspect of the world, and we feel like we'll just be dreaming. A lot of times when you look at Instagram and social medias and we'll say Facebooks, a lot of times that stuff is very diluted. It's just somebody's highlights. So at the end of the day, you want to wake up and understand that everything that you see may not be real. So you want to wake up, because dreams without goals are just dreams. Denzel Washington said that back in the day on one of his motivational speeches, that if you want to dream big, you got to make sure you're ready to put in the work. So what brings me to my number three as for the W's is you got to have a will. You got to have a will to live, a will to do what you got to do what you want to do. Yeah, that's right, D-Flam. Eliminate, yep, facts. But you definitely got to do what you want to do what you got to do later in life. So you got to have a will to want to learn, a will to want to change as a man, as a woman, a will to just want to put in the work. Like, it's only 3 people right here in the chat right now. I mean, watching, but who cares? We trying to build right now, because at the end of the day, it's going to change somebody. Only one person need to hear this message tonight and change their life going into 2021. 2020 was a 2020 year that destroyed a lot of people, that hurt a lot of people. A lot of people haven't recovered from 2020 yet, and it's just a hard year. So going in 2021, we got to have a will to want to change, a will to make a difference for our life. Number 4, we got to write down what we want to do. I mean, I know it's the perfect time of the year. Christmas is here in a couple of days, and the New Year is around the corner. It's a perfect time to write down your plan, your purpose, and what type of program you want to run for your life. You got to do it. That's the only way you're going to change things. What's up, brother Isaac? That's the only way you're going to change things, if you write down what you're going to do. Because a lot of times we get so distracted when we don't hold ourselves accountable by just not using the pen and the paper. So sometimes we just got to get that pen and that paper out, write down what we're going to do so we can do what we want to do later down in life. So make sure you guys write down what your goals are moving forward, even your daily planner, your weekly planner, your budget. Make sure when you write this down, you hold yourself accountable. You beat your own self up, because like I always tell you guys, it's you versus you. It's not you versus the man. It's not you versus the woman you dating. It's you versus you, because you make the final decision in your life. And the the time and your choices are the very most important things you have. Okay, so make sure you understand right now the things and the goals that you want to make going into this next year. All right, so get to number 5. Put in the work. You gotta be able to put in the work. Like work, hard work won't get you nowhere, but no work can get you nothing. So make sure hard work won't guarantee you anything, but no work will get you nothing. So make sure you put in the work. Everybody that put in work feel like they are entitled to something, but you're not entitled to get anything in life if you just working on yourself. That's just you. That's your responsibility. So make sure you put in the work to understand who you are and what you can deal with later down in life. So put in the work. Like I said, write this stuff down. Don't complain about it. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? Just do the work. That's my number 5 on the W list. Number 6, watch people. You got to watch people because people are going to come for you when they see the self-improvement. People are going to come from you to try to knock you off your purpose. People are going to come for you to try to be a part of your purpose. Like if I had over 100,000 people, you'll get all kind of people over here trying to like monkey branch on my channel, but I'm always going to remember the D Flims, the Big Riches, the Golden Childs, the Mikes, the people that was here from day one. So you got to watch people that once you start growing in your purpose, people will come for you for the wrong reasons. So make sure you guys are watching people that come around in your circle. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you're watching people and understanding what their message is. Because a lot of times guys on YouTube be over here just trying to sell out just to get you to come to their channel. So make sure you understand that, because I'm always remember the guys that actually came over here and started dealing with me before I even blew up or whatever comes to the forefront. My boy Big Rich in the house. Make sure you call in tonight. We talking about these W's and the wins and losses in your life, but I'm breaking down the W's that make you change your world right now. So, and if you have on from the other on the other stream, you can always jump in the box and add to the conversation too, or you can just call in. I got the number right here, but I don't know if y'all can see it. So it's backwards. I don't know. So, but just go to YouTube, Stack 44, and come on in. All right. So back to it. Gotta watch people. All right. The number 7 thing about W's that change your world is when you do all these things, you're eventually gonna win. So when you win, you just gotta still be humble. You can't walk around here acting like you're better than nobody. When you winning in life, you gotta sit back and help people. I don't really have to do this. I like to do it to help you guys and learn from you guys, because you guys help me understand what's out there as well as me getting out there as well. So I'm not on a pedestal. This is a place where we all have fellowship to understand what's going on in the world, to improve relationships for men and women. So make sure when you reach the top, don't walk around with your nose all up. Make sure you show some love and show some gratitude and give back and show people that, hey, a person may be down, reach your hand out and help them up. And that's what this content's all about. It's awareness and helping people move on to be the best version of themselves, because self-improvement is something that's overlooked, because today we can just put things on the internet and pretend like we're doing improvement, but we're really not. So make sure you guys put in the work. All right. So that was my W's. I'm going to go over them one more time. If you're just tuning in, if you want to jump in on Stack 44 on YouTube, if you're on the other stream, you can jump in. You'll find the number in the description and you can call in. We're looking for more ladies to call in tonight. Last night we talked about do all men cheat? We can jump into that a little bit tonight if you want to go backwards. But right now we're talking about the wins and losses that basically change your life. And I'm using the words with the W's and the L's to make sure you use these other words than wins and losses to change your life. All right, so the W's won't go over it one more time. The first W is wait. Time waits for no man. Stop waiting around. Change your circumstances as soon as you can. Don't point the finger that you're not nowhere because you don't want to be. I mean, you can't blame the man. You got to understand it's you versus you. Number 2, wake up. Stop dreaming about things and make things happen for you. Dreams without goals are just dreams. That's my number 2 on the W list. Number 3, will. You got to have the will to want to change, the will to want to get up every day, the will to teach somebody something, and the will to understand where you're coming from and where you're going. All right. Number 4, write down your goals. Make sure you write down your plan, your purpose, your program, how you want to live, your budget, your bucket list, things you want to accomplish. If you just living without having a plan, then you just living. So make sure you write these things down. All right. Work. You want to make sure you're going to have to put in the work. A lot of times we talk about things and do things, but do we actually put in the work to make things happen for us? Like if you go hit the gym, and are you eating right? Is everything going in entwined with you changing your life or the way you want to do it? And you got to put in the work. You got to have the discipline. You got to have the respect for yourself to hold yourself accountable. So make sure you stay on that work. All right. Number 6, when you do all this and you get good, you got to watch people, because a lot of times people are going to come for you because they're going to see the glow on you, and then they're going to want to be a part of it, or they might hate on it. You're going to have haters that you never seen before come after you. And trust me, as a big guy, I get tested a lot. A lot of guys be like, damn, you a big dude, but then you can see the hate in their face. So it comes with, comes with the territory. Self-improvement going to come with hate, and it's going to come with love too. And the last but not least, when you winning, don't forget about the people that you can reach down and help bring up, because those people that you're helping inspire you to get up every day. Because when you get on top, it ain't all what it's cracked up to be. So it inspires you to stay sharp when you help other people. So that's my W's. And now I'm about to jump into the L's. So these videos, I'm going over my old videos of the 7 W's that will change your world. And now I'm about to talk about the 7 L's that will change 7 L's that lead to legacy. Just think about the world. We do have wins. We have a win column in life, and we have a loss column in life. And between, if you put the win-loss column with that slash, you got your birth date, you got that slash, and you got your death date. Did you have more wins in your life than losses? Because life is like a battery. It's going to have positive things to it, and it's going to have a negative source. And if you live on a positive source, you will become great. But if you live into that negative source, you will become negative. And when all the cells die, you will die. So make sure you live in a positive mind on the win side. But the L's with the losses is a good thing, because sometimes we have to learn from our losses. So what leads me to talk about the L's. And then I'm taking calls after I talk about the L's, guys. Big Rich, you guys can call in. After I talk about these L's, and I'm going to let Mike know when he can call in. So the L's, the first thing about the L's that we want to talk about is love. We can't do nothing if we don't love ourselves. We have to love the Most High, love ourselves first before we can even do anything in life. A lot of times people don't understand that self-love and love for God is very more important than anything we can do in our own life, because we can't. It's just like I did an analogy. If you get on an airplane and the stewardess always tell you guys, if there's an emergency that happens and the oxygen mask drop down, you have to put on your oxygen mask first before you can help anybody else. And that's the same thing in life. You got to have love for yourself, love with the Most High, love with God, before you can even help anybody else. So that's the first L that we need to master, is love. Self-love is important. Self-care is important as well. All right. Number 2, learn. We have to learn how to just be, be willing to learn. Because my granddaddy told me a long time ago, if I worked at a flea market and I was like 14, and my granddaddy, I forgot how he was. He was older. But long story short, he told me, if I leave you at the booth when I go to lunch, always listen to a child or a teenager or an older man, because just because you look like look different than, or they look different than you, don't make you better than them. Or just because they may be older than you or younger than you, don't make you better than nobody. So basically, he was just basically saying, always have an open mind to learn from anybody, no matter what they look like, their age, their gender, their race, whatever. Always have an open mind to learn from something, because that's why I do this channel. And that's why I want you guys to call in, because you might call in, got experience that I could learn from and can help me and change my life. So that's another thing. I see China in the building, Big Rich, my boy D Flim, everybody in the building. I appreciate y'all coming through. Make sure y'all like, comment, share. I know y'all do it anyway, but make sure it get that message get out there. All right. So learning is a good thing to do. My number 3 on the list is kind of was on the W list, was list. You want to list down what you want to do and how you want to accomplish it. I think we already covered that, but make sure you have a program in life that you want to live by and hold yourself accountable by. So make sure you do that. All right. Number 4, you want to make sure you live. While you got all this going on, you want to make sure you live. I've been on a vacation for almost a couple of weeks now. This is the second week. I go back to work on the 28th. But I'm chilling. I'm not even hitting the gym right now. Sometimes you got to take a break. I like I said, I took a break even from YouTube. Last week I only did like one video. But sometimes you got to take a break and live and just enjoy your life. No matter how much you try and help everybody, you got to sit back and enjoy you, love you. So make sure you do that. Exactly. So, okay. Thank you, China. Make sure you share the live stream. I appreciate you. We want you to call in tonight, though. We want you to call in. So hopefully you call in and we get some ladies in here tonight. Maybe, what I'm saying? My boy Golden Child in here as well. So, but make sure you guys want to live when you going through your journey. Like I just said on one of my last videos, knock on your journey so the door can open. Make sure when you get on this journey, you don't forget about smelling the roses and just enjoying life, because you never know. The most precious things we have is our time and our choices. And that's all we have as a man or a woman, period. All right. Number 5. Now, nobody's at this. Everybody can lose in life. That's what number 5 is. Lose. We can lose. Everybody's gonna lose something in life, no matter what. If it's like me, I lost my dad when I was 21. You're gonna lose in relationships. You're gonna lose some money. You're gonna lose. Period. You gotta learn how to react off of adversity and be grateful for the time you have with your loved ones that you lost and the friends that you lost in the past, and learn something from it and be grateful that you had them in your life. A lot of times we don't want to be selfish about the experiences of losses. That's why we got to have adversity and learn from the losses that we had in our life, which leads me to my number 6. We got to learn the lesson from when we lose things in life. Now, we can't accept, we understand death will happen, but things about like relationships or losing a job or losing a career or things that we can't control, we have to learn from them. We can't let that define us, because we can't go forward if we're looking back. So sometimes we have to enjoy the moment, the season, because everything happens for a reason. And sometimes things happen for a season, because a lot of times people be in your life for a season and a reason. And what did you learn from that season when that person was in your life? And learn from that so you can move forward and be a person. Because don't let one bad relationship with a woman or a man define who you are moving forward. So make sure we learn from that. All right, that's the lesson. That's number 6. And number 7, level up. At the end of the day, guys, we gotta level up when we out here doing, just being ourselves and being the best version of ourselves. We have to always keep our minds sharp. We always say mind, body, spirit, soul. It's you versus you to change yourself to become the better you. You know, it doesn't happen without you putting in the work and understanding who you are. So, with that being said, that's my last L. And let's go over the L's one more time if you're just tuning in. The first L was love. Love God, love yourself. That's the only way you're gonna to make any type of change in your life. You gotta love yourself and love God. Number two, learn. You gotta willing to learn from anybody and everybody. Understand what your spirit needs and understand what your spirit don't need. That's number two. Number three, list. You gotta list down the things you want to do and accomplish because most time if you don't list things, you're gonna be out of whack. You're not gonna focus all the way in on it. Number four, you gotta live. You gotta make sure you live. Don't let people tell you not to live. Live the most. I mean, tomorrow's not promised to nobody. I mean, we're on this live stream and now we don't know if we're gonna make it to next year. So make sure you live, enjoy life, enjoy your time on this earth. Number five, you're gonna lose things in your life, but you gotta learn how to accept the losses and accept the things that you learn from the losses and welcome adversity sometimes in your life when you lose things because at the end of the day, we all have lost. Which brings me to number six, the lesson, guys. The lesson gotta be on point. We gotta be on point about the lesson and stuff like that. And the last thing is leveling up. We gotta level up to get to our legacy because at the end of the day, we want to live our lives backwards. We want to live our life right in our obituary. If we live our life right in our obituary, because in most people's obituary, you always see good things happen. Good things and what goods did they do? Live our life like that before we die. Live our life so you put an imprint on a person to help them grow and help them glow, and that will help you. So that's it. Let's see what we got coming in. It look like China. What's up?
Hey, Zach.
How you doing? How you doing?
What's good? You know I had to call in.
Yeah, I see you called in checking me out. You sound like you're in the car.
I'm at the store right now, but I want to chop it up real quick before I want to chop it up with you.
Okay.
I wanted to say that this is a great topic, right? And I think I want to ask a question, but before we get into it, I want to say, Rich, you know I got love for you, brother. I got love for Rich. But and I hope Golden Child grandmother making through pretty well. I know he's at the hospital right now, so I hope everything works out.
Yeah, we're gonna pray for you, Golden Child. You and your grandma, man.
Yeah, we're gonna pray for him. Now, this is what I want to ask you. Do you think women experience more loss than
I think that's a trick question because it depends I'll be honest, if a woman is not balanced, she will experience more loss than men because she'll be looking for love in other places. But women are the gatekeepers of sex, and they if they require marriage and require certain boundaries, then they can eliminate their losses. So I feel like a man is set up to lose more than a woman, but a woman that don't value herself can lose more than a man. Because you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, a woman, like a relationship or sex or any type of interaction doesn't happen unless a woman allows it to happen. Am I right?
Oh, okay.
So
I kind of agree. I think I think that women experience a little bit more loss. It's harder for a woman to rebuild. I know men will say that. No, China, you know, men experience more loss because of like relationship and you know they don't have more access to the money. But I think like with women, it's way much harder for us because it's like like once we lose in a relationship, it's so hard for us to rebuild from a relationship because we're left with the baggage. Even though the men are not left with the children and they have to pay, I think like I'm talking about in a relationship. I think women lose more because we're so much left with the baggage, and more men today don't want to date women with children.
Fact.
And it makes it harder for us as women to find someone to take us serious. Not so much a man. A woman can take a man with children than a man can take a woman with children.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, when a woman is a single mom, it's harder for her to date compared to a man. A man get his child maybe every other weekend, so he's more appealing for that situation to be more suitable for a woman to come in and be a stepmother without even having kids. So, and especially if a man have his stuff together, he'll look down on a single mom like, why do I want to take on all this baggage when our nature, that lady should always support her kids before she support any man. So a lot of times when women pair bond and it don't work out, I won't say they pair bond wrong because sometimes things just don't work out. When things just don't work out, it makes it harder for a woman to regain or rebound with a companion because she has children or other things as well. But most of the time when they have a child, man, most of the time their pick of high value man is really, that percentage becomes very low because a lot of men don't want to take care of another woman's seed. And that's just the truth. But it is some awesome guys that will step in and be that, but they probably just gonna be regular guys, average guys, but guys that making a certain amount of money or have a high sexual desire that they can get any type of woman they want, they're gonna really want to choose a woman with no kids. Hold on, the Big Rich calling in. What's up, Big Rich?
C-Town in the house, man. Cleveland's finest up in here. We're good.
Nothing much, man. But
yeah, we got China White in the house, huh?
Yeah, we got China finally. We put an APB out for her. We've been looking for her, but she's here now.
Man, I'm scared of her. You understand what I'm saying? She riding around here with ski mask on and shit.
Oh.
I don't know what's scared. I don't know what's cracked. But that's still my girl though. You still my girl though. I ain't bad. Yo.
Let me tell you something. I haven't really addressed it, but I am literally being attacked on this platform by so many women. It's crazy.
Girl, I know. I know. I done fell through a couple of them, but I just keep my mouth shut. But I be listening to that bullshit.
I've been trying to gag these women for the past 2 weeks. Like, bro, I haven't said anything in over 8 months. They've been doing live streams on me, lying, making things about me. And I just I'm like, you know what? I can't take it no more. Like, I've been going in and a lot of people been telling me, China, don't reply. And I'm like, what? Like, I can't.
China, you too classy for that shit.
Yeah.
Point blank, period. Because I sit up and I be in the clouds listening to some of these bitches. And that's all they are. They ain't even worthy to be. They ain't doing it. They don't even make content, China.
Yeah.
So what you beefing with them for? All they do is get on here and they bitch and moan and complain and they talk shit and hate on people for 5-6 hours. But they don't ever produce no content. They don't produce nothing worthwhile that's going to help anybody. They're not even smart enough. This is the whole thing. These people aren't even smart enough to do anything or know anything about improving themselves and making their life better. So what could they offer? What could they offer you, girl, but a distraction? That's all they are, is a distraction. And they happy when you all lined up and you get in your thing and whatever, and you riding on them with the pink ski mask and all the whole thing. And you get it. Look, they not even worthy to be enemies. They ain't even true to be enemies.
You're right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, you right.
They ain't got nothing. But I realize you get frustrated with it, and it's a lot of stuff going on. I don't like to see you in distress. You got enough stuff going on in your own life to be worried about what these nasty bitches is doing on YouTube.
Yeah,
you're right. And I said I wasn't gonna reply no more, but then when I hear a lot, I be like, oh my God, like it's just like coming for me. They lie. They calling me a prostitute. They saying I'm on drugs.
Man, I ain't never knew that they had crackhead bitches with YouTube channels, but in the past couple months, I done seen that they do.
Damn.
So don't even they can't fade you. So don't even give them no oxygen for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah.
So Big Rich, do you think women take more losses than men, or men take more losses than women?
Well, brother, it's like this. It's that's an individual thing. It's relative to what you really consider losses. Now, as far as holding the bag, it depends on what kind of person you are, man or woman. Are you a righteous person in this society? Because if you're a righteous person in this society, you're going to gather more negativity to yourself, because the force of the evil is always gunning for you.
Facts.
Okay, but as far as losses go, what do you perceive to be a loss? That L word is a tough one, man. What do you perceive to be a loss? I like to think of the L word like you said, lessons.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's enough things in life when we lose people in death.
Yeah.
We may lose, but and that's a real loss, okay? But when we lose a friendship with somebody, that's a tough thing to deal with.
But you got to learn from
it. That's a real loss. That's not a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Because half of the time, it wasn't based on real shit anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If you live your life as a righteous person, you know what I mean?
And then when you righteous, you understand people are going to be either with you or against you or just in your way. And that's what we want to tell China, that these bitches that's on here hating, they going to be either they really against you and they want to be in your way so you won't be out there making content, but fuck them. Just keep doing what you're doing, China. Because they ain't going to stop.
Yeah, I am.
They ain't going to stop. They ain't going to stop it over here. So, but yeah, you're right. You're right. You know, the L thing is what if you let that define you, then you're gonna be a loser in life. But if you don't let the L define you, you got to take the other L's that make things better, like the lessons, the level up, the living, you know, learning and love. You know, because it's very, you know, just that loss or that L is not a bad thing. Because love comes from losses. A lot of people don't realize that.
Amen, brother. And the thing about it is the mistakes that we make, we can't get obsessed with them.
Nah.
Because we all imperfect. We all gonna make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
And all that the mistake means is that you were trying to live life, and there's a better way to do whatever it was you were trying to do. That didn't work out. But there's 10 other ways that you can work that same thing out and get the same goal that you was looking for that are better suited to you.
Fact.
And a lot of times, God will take things out your way when you're righteous. Mm-hmm. You may be thinking of something as a failure, but that's something that God didn't want you involved with no way, because that wasn't right for you. That wasn't good for you. So he wants to maneuver you into another way of going about things.
Exactly.
And then he's going to bless you with the success that he knows you deserve.
Mm-hmm. And on his time.
All these people, you got so much of these people, man, these forces of evil out here trying to drag people down and drag other people in the mix that don't have nothing to do with anything, just to see you miserable and unhappy. And what is that? It's insanity, really. Because of what purpose will it serve? What they eat don't make me shit and vice versa. So what is they trying to do? There's no purpose in it. It's just pure evil. So, you know, you pray. You be self-observant. Look inside yourself and understand what the priorities are in your life and what you really want to accomplish.
Fact.
That way you'll be able to decipher what's a win and what's a loss and what's just an experience. Most things are just experiences that we learn from. They're neither wins nor losses. we want to remember them. Don't let them hinder you. Don't let them shackle you. But keep it in your mind and keep it in your heart, because you might be able to help the next person that's going through that same type of deal. It may be able, if they really want to avoid the situation, you'll be able to help them to avoid that situation.
Exactly.
And a lot of times that's what God wants for us. A lot of times it's not about whether we win or lost. A lot of times, if you live in a righteous life, you're there to help somebody, and you was meant to go through certain things so that you'll be able to help somebody. Who better to help somebody with any different kind of situation than someone who's already been through it?
Facts.
So what's a win and what's a loss, really?
Facts. And that's why when I said, when you got the wins and you got the slash and the losses, technically you just put that birth date and that slash and that death date right there. And what did you do in between that time? That's how I feel. That's how I paraphrase wins and losses, is what you did from the time you was born until the time you die. What did you, did you be more positive in your life, or was you more negative in your life? Did you leave a legacy? Did you let people, are people still, like my granddad been dead for like 2 years and my dad been dead for 17 years, but they still live through me. So are you leaving something that allows other people to improve when you leave this earth? That's a key. You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's all about, brother. That's what it's all about.
I totally agree. I agree with that.
And see, this is what I love about China White and her content. Okay, with her hustling ass, when she on her game, and with her hustling ass, she got these 3 channels going. She's spitting stuff from the women's side. She's spitting stuff to the guys, giving us insight as to how women think about things. Now, do I always agree with her? Hell no. Sometimes try to be talking shit. And I let her know in the comments she talking shit. But guess what? But she being honest.
Mm-hmm.
She being honest, and she coming from a good place in her heart. And I understand that grind, okay? And not only does she have that, like I say, she has her own personal life and responsibilities, things that these other nasty bitches ain't got going on to take care of. So you got enough on your plate, but that quality of what you're doing and what you're building, that's a legacy for you. That's a legacy for your daughters. That's a legacy for a whole lot of young women that's out here. A lot of young men that's out here. Now I still believe that there's not a woman alive that can tell a man what a man is, what a man's supposed to be. But what you do is you give us insight as to how women feel about dealing with men and what the men, the kind of energy that they're giving back. So it adds purpose. It adds purpose and it adds value.
And Rich, something else? I always give this disclaimer. This advice is coming from a woman's point of view, dealing with a man. And you can take whatever you want to take from this. I'm not trying to, I always give that disclaimer. It's kind of like my podcast, The Mindset of a Black Woman. So if a man, I'm not on here saying what men should do. Like, it's another woman on here, she always telling me what they should do. I don't tell them what they should do. I tell them
if they listening to you and they just listen to if they just listen to your content, open ears and listen, you don't even have to put that disclaimer in there. You present your stuff, you present your content professionally, ethically, with no shade in either direction. You come from a perspective of reality and being genuine. And that's what I appreciate about you, whether I think you're full of shit at the time or not. I love you. That's why I want to keep moving with that. Now you can leave that ski mask in the trunk, okay? But you keep going with all that other shit you're going on. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Hey girl, go ahead. I ain't mad at you. If that's how you rolling, if that's that nigga that you rolling with, hey, do your thing, girl. You know I still have it.
At the end end of the day, like, I was ready. Like, last week, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, I was like, man, I'm just drag these bitches from here to Mexico and back to the border in New York and all over the place. I was done. Because you know what? I can actually do content around these women on my main channel, just breaking their ass down. But I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I just feel like at the end of the day, like, just what's the use of just coming for me in line? I was done. But you know, Rich, I apologize to you, right? I do.
You ain't gotta apologize to me. You ain't did nothing to me ever.
Nah.
You ain't never did it. I just don't want to see you wrestling with some pigs in the mud.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right. And I'm saying I would not get out my cherry out and those tomatoes. I'm just not gonna do it. And I did that live stream yesterday. AMS fell through. You know, in my live stream, I have a lot of huge YouTubers that follow me and have reached out to me about what's taking place on this platform. You know, so I say, you know, I need to gather my thoughts, get myself together, because at the end of the day, I'm like Zach said, you're gonna lose some and you're gonna win some. But what's more important? Like what's more important to you, right? So a lot of times we fall short. I'm not perfect. I do fall short, guys. You know, but at the end of the day,
sweetheart, here's the thing.
You know, I'm not thorough. I'm not. Yeah.
You're a beautiful young lady. You're doing your thing. These distractions, let them go. Because this is what I'm tripping. Because I'm not you and Stack and them, everyone doing their thing, all the YouTube. I'm not a YouTube creator. I'm not a contact. I'm just a nigga from Cleveland. Okay? But I'm a nigga off the street. So the stuff that all these women doing and dragging these dudes into it and this and that and talking all this and talking about, and I got beef with that. The niggas don't know what beef is. You know, where I'm at up here, we take nigga head off when we got beef.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? I mean, it ain't. So all of that going back and forth, what it sounds like to me is a bunch of junior high school shit.
Yeah, it ain't really worth
they
it.
Not even on they ain't even on an adult level, because that ain't real life.
Yeah.
Because if it was real life, they wouldn't even be opening their mouth to. Because it's a point that I'm gonna talk to you so much, and then I ain't gonna talk to you no more. Then that's when you sleep with your eyes. That's when you sleep with your eyes open. I'm a real nigga. That's what I do, and I ain't gonna keep telling you about it either. I'm gonna let you know when you done crossed, and when you cross me, shit.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah.
I had a question for you, China, in a second. Well, before you get off, why do women or certain women be real with a man towards the end of the relationship, but not while they're in the relationship?
Wait, ask that again.
I said, why do some women don't be real with men while they're in the relationship? Like kind of what Big Rich was saying, like, you be honest, you come in good faith and be honest with people, period. But a lot of times women towards the end, when they get to their breaking point, they be honest with the man when it's pretty much over. Why women can't be honest while they're in the relationship? You know, because I feel like people can rate their own monster by not saying this and not saying that. And a lot of times it comes from women when they're dealing with a masculine man, they get scared to just tell him how they fucking feel. But I mean, is it an intimidation factor? Why do women get honest at the end of the relationship instead of during the relationship?
Because a lot of women in the relationship, a lot of women just don't care. When it's at the end of the road, it's kind of like, fuck you, like, whatever, it is what it is. It's women just don't care. At the end of a relationship with dealing with a man, a lot of times women already fight up for moving on. A lot of times men are not the ones that set up for it. Like when a woman starts telling you that she's tired, she's done, she's starting to complain and whatever, she's actually preparing to leave. A lot of men just don't take it serious because a lot of women say things and they don't really mean it. But when a woman says that, she is literally talking to somebody else. She's already moved on mentally. It's just her body is still there with you. So that is why a woman don't want to fix it. You know, she don't care. She don't.
So is that, you think that's a lack of accountability though, that when things like because I feel like when sometimes when you you know, as a man, you moving your program, you got your woman, and you know, instead of her despising your program and sneaking out the back door, because I feel like that's some cowardly shit, is to like hold things against you when y'all together, and then when you about to walk out, then you tell them how you feel. Why you can't that? Why they can't just do that while they in a relationship to make sure the relationship get repaired so things get better?
Because it's kind of like this: when a woman does something in a relationship, right? Yeah, you know, men and you know, we talk about. Let's say like me and you in a relationship, and you telling me things you don't like about me, but you also let it slide. I'm doing it over and over again, and it's kind of like if a woman don't change up in the relationship, the things you don't like, at the end she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it. A lot of times women do it because they don't care anymore. I'm gonna say like, let's say like we share bank account, and I'm spending all the money, and you already told me, you know, the bills are due. At this point, at the end, I don't care.
Hello?
Linger too. You don't let it linger too much. She done lost all respect for you. And I mean, once things slide, they take that as like that okay to manipulate, do whatever they want to do with a man. And at the end of it, if she's trying to fix it, she's not really trying to fix it. It's her guilt. She don't want to see you with another woman. That's it. Like she don't want to see you happy with another woman. So, you know, act like we're gonna fix and we're gonna do better. But we're not trying to. A woman change, like she goes to over the age of 30, a woman is mentally stuck. So she's acting like she's going to change, and let's say y'all broke up, she's only pretending just to get back with you. She really don't care. Because notice when you get back with these same women, they end up doing the same thing again. She just don't want to see you with nobody else. It's not like she's really trying to fix it. You know, with a woman, I think like in a relationship, a woman shouldn't be in control of anything. I'm talking about in a real serious relationship when you're dealing with a woman. She shouldn't be in control of nothing. A man should be controlling everything. And if she doesn't want to agree with it, then peace be gone, because a lot of women, that's okay to do whatever they want to do with dealing with a man. A woman should, like I did a video called Woman Must Sacrifice to Be With a Man. If you're dealing with a woman and she's not sacrificing something major, I mean like some life-changing type, she don't care, and she's not going to, she don't care. A woman must sacrifice something, because once she sacrifices that, she's going to always lean on that, and she ain't going to want to lose her investment with dealing with you. Like, I really want you to understand what I'm saying. If she doesn't sacrifice anything with dealing with you, she's going to take you as something to play with, or whatever interaction y'all have going on. It's not going to weigh heavy for her to actually try to be a great woman with you. If she sacrificed something with dealing with you, then it's going to be a real thing. You're going to actually get a real thing, because she's not going to sacrifice. She's not going to fuck it up with you because she doesn't sacrifice something major. So a woman must sacrifice something to be with a man to take you extremely serious, or she's just going to play around throughout the whole interaction. That's a
fact. That's a fact.
Facts. I believe that. You got anything to add on anything that you heard tonight, Rich? I thought Mike was gonna call in.
Nah, brother. I mean, you know, she covered it pretty much there. It's just the fact that once it gets to a point like that toward the end, if someone's starting to act like that, you know, they're trying to act genuine and trying to, you know, get some act right at the end. Look, the mask is just falling off. That's all. And they want to hold it. They want to hold on. Plain and simple. But you know, you didn't lose at that point. You shouldn't think that you lost. You got out while the gift was good. Because 9 out of 10 times, if you rewind your mind back, you should have actually been out of it 6 months ago. Because it then just started. Whatever fuck is going on, been going on.
Fact.
So, hey, you know what I'm saying? Trying to cover it pretty much as far as you know, hit all the bullet points on it. You know, it's just I'm just not that invested in things, and that's why I say you got to think about priorities on an individual level. Because me, I don't take no shit for nothing. The minute I smell it, you out. That's it. That's it. We ain't even gonna play the game. You know, and it don't matter to me whether it's just about, because I'm not gonna just hang around. Because a lot of women will hang around too, and a lot of dudes will hang around just because it's convenient, because they don't like change.
Mm-hmm.
They figure if they could do their own little thing on the side and have that cracking and still have you here for stability, it don't mean, like China said, they're not invested anymore.
Fact.
And haven't been invested from jump. So it's no big deal to them, but it's more convenient to still lay up with stability and then just do your other thing on the side or whatever. That's why I'm just not that into it no more.
Hey.
I want to say something real quick too. It's kind of like I never really put it out there, but I have been single for a little bit, and I find that women today is so caught up with social media, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're so caught up with social media, and the validation, it really actually ruined the woman. Like she doesn't put in as much as a real woman should, because you got to think about it. When you think about your mother, when you think about your grandmother, when you think about their foundation was their parents. What's the average woman today's foundation? And to actually find a woman with a strong foundation to actually say, you know what, in order for me to have my ducks in a row with dealing with you, because I understand you're a masculine man, and I should do what I have to do to be with you, I must do A to Z. Many women today, they don't want to do that because the average man online validates her through a like and a click, through a message, through a phone call, through a date, through they just receive so much validation. But in the end, when you deal with those type of women, she's gonna always bullshit you, and she actually don't have the wherewithal to understand what it means to be with a man like you. And if you have to teach her, and I'm saying I understand a man must teach a woman because every man is different. You're going to teach her what you like, what you don't like, whatever. But I'm talking about just a woman to actually have that soil core of being a woman, femininity, being sensual, bringing that attraction. If you lose attraction from, because we already know, like as a woman, when a man is focused on their money, when a man is focused on their goal, when a man is trying to achieve things, he's not going to so much have that attraction there. It's up to a woman to bring that attraction to him, to remind him, hey, look, I need this. I need you. I crave you. A lot of women don't even understand what it means to be a woman, to actually bring it to the man in the bedroom, to actually prepare his meals, to actually bring comfort to his life. Even if you ain't in a home with him, you can actually bring peace to him. When he gets off from work, actually bring your things and just comfort him and soothe him. A lot of women don't understand that because social media has now damaged the average woman into believing that the validation is more important than being a man.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And like,
and see, China, your grandma and my grandma was a different caliber. They were a different breed. The grandmas today be out there twerking in McDonald's and stuff. So if they're not getting it from social media, the female examples that they have in their life, their aunties and their mom and their grandmas and them, there is no morality anymore. They don't have an example. And mom never learned how to deal with the dynamic with a man because she usually done ran that man off. You understand? So it's not the same thing. They don't have the same kind of legacy that we had with our parents and grandparents and whatnot. So if it ain't social media, it's just a bunch of bad examples perpetuating the same types of behavior and the same types of lack of morality, generation to generation. That's why they all so lost.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, like I said last night, all a woman need is one husband, one man, one light that matters. And you know, a real woman will trade in one man for 1,000 likes. A lot of women don't know the value of just having just one like, one person that like you inside and outside. And the issue is that women are out there thinking that if I get 1,000 guys to like me, then I'm gonna have my pick of the litter. But they don't realize that they liking is really lust, because that one like that loves you is more valuable than the 100,000 likes that you get off of Instagram. And a lot of times women don't understand that you're against your own statistics when you value a bunch of strangers liking you, when a man wants to love you and put you, be the man for you. A lot of times women don't value that shit no more, but they want it. They swear they want it, but then they really dilute it from being on social media with that.
They want everything with no accountability.
The facts.
Yeah.
They want everything without putting the work in. This is a microwave society. Everybody wants everything to be instant.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bunch of evil. It's a bunch of bullshit. None of it's real. Mm-hmm. And that's why you gotta really, really be careful what you expose yourself to out here. Because if you get wrapped up in all of that, man, it'll take you right up. It'll take you right up. Uh-huh. My nigga D Flemings always tell me, protect your energy.
Yeah, protect your energy.
Yeah.
Facts.
You understand? And I ain't never heard no realer shit than that. Protect your energy. Because it is a battle. It's not a physical war out here, a physical fight. This is a spiritual thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we all in it.
Let me tell y'all men something about a woman. Mindset, right? A lot of women are scared of the stability a man could bring to her life. And you would think kind of, a lot of women say they need a strong man. No, not. They say that because they're programmed to say that. They actually don't know what it means to have stability. A lot of women don't understand that. What masculine man is going to put a roof over your head and you acting the way you act? So they actually don't want that. They say that, but that's not what they want, because they know if they have that stability, if they had that protector, if they had that leadership, if they had that guidance, they have to follow the rules. And what is the rule of being a woman, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of women don't want to follow those rules because every man got rules. Every man has a way of running his home. Every man does. Every man. A lot of women are not up to that. That's why I don't want to go left, right? But I'm going to just tap on. I'm going to tap there a little bit. But a lot of women will rather take the pleasures of the world, right? When I say the pleasure of the world, going out to the club, hanging with their friends.
Hold on, China, real quick.
Just doing what...
Hey, Mike, mute your phone, bro. Hey, mute your phone real quick. China was talking. My bad, China. I had to bring Mike in.
I'm going to jump off after this. But a lot of women will rather take the pleasures of the world because women have financial aid, women have housing, women have EBT, women have their choice of many different films that they can choose from. A man that will come 3 a.m. in the morning just for a booty call, a man that will take her out to eat, a man that will wine and dine her. A woman has that choice. So when you talk about a woman and she actually wants stability, women don't want that. And women don't want a masculine man. Women don't want leadership. And women, and I'm going to say this, women don't want to submit. They don't want to. They actually don't understand. Let me say this real quick. It is so natural, right, for a woman to submit to you because of your energy, and it's not forced and it's not coerced. A woman will submit to you sexually, spiritually, mentally, and physically. But a lot of times, a woman, when she gets to do that, it's always that friend in the ear. Girl, what you doing? You falling weak to a man? And she will listen to her friends and listen to you. But that's just what we live in at today. Women actually, at the end of the day, don't want a masculine man because they see it takes work. And it does take work. It does take work because I remember my grandmother working. I remember my mother working with my father. It takes work. But that's just you being controlled and you having that protection and you making sure you're that woman to teach your daughters and your sons. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
No doubt.
But I'm going to let y'all go, okay?
All right, China.
Good
to see you, girl.
Good to see you.
I love you guys.
We love you too.
You too, baby girl.
I appreciate you.
If you guys want to reach out, y'all can reach out to me on Instagram. It's China White, the number 4 Life, or the Artist Dimension _ on Instagram, okay?
Yeah.
Got it, baby girl.
We're gonna have D Flam
Love you
put
guys.
put that in the chat, China White.
All right.
That was some real
Bye.
shit. Love you too.
All right.
Oh, bye,
And that was
bye,
some
bye,
real
bye,
shit.
everybody.
Bye.
Alright.
Thank you.
We be
Thank
on.
you,
Hey,
ma'am.
China, we coming on tomorrow night too. So
Okay, I'll listen. I'll see if I can jump on. I'm gonna come through for you. Thanks.
okay, then. Yeah, we'll be on tomorrow night too. So
All right, love you guys.
all right.
All right. Thanks, Steve Lemons. I'll let you later, boy.
What's going on, Mike?
Will?
Mike, what's going on, buddy?
Not much, man. That was some real shit she was speaking right there, man. And I think a lot of that shit has to do with, lack of leadership. If she's not willing to follow, if she wants to follow other people for the wrong reasons or submit to a man that's beneath her, not even equally yoked, and he shows no leadership, I think that situation would make her a ruler of him, but then that same simp ain't got nobody to blame but himself when she falls for another dude that's willing to give the better offer. You know what I'm saying? He's giving her a better offer because he's offering everything to her, but hasn't even stood on his own square to say, hey, look, you can either follow me and receive what I have to offer you as long as you're willing to follow me, or nothing at all. But a lot of these chicks nowadays, they'll follow a dude that's giving them everything, all the attention, and that way when she's done with him and she's got him at the very peak, she's gonna drop him for something else. Like, that with that monkey branch and shit.
Yeah, because a lot of times a real man is gonna make a woman work. And a woman that don't want to work is gonna come with the shaming language. A real man would do this, a real man would do that. No, your model of a real man is a simp. A simp is gonna make anything easy for a woman. Just like a real woman, if she has no value, she's gonna make easier for a man. So for a real man to know his value, he's gonna put a woman, she gotta work through his boundaries, just like he gotta work through her boundaries if she's a real woman. And I don't think nobody understands that in this day and age. Nobody understands their value and their worth no more. How you feel about that, Rich?
What it is, Mike.
Rich, you feel like nobody understands their value anymore on both sides of it?
I feel like this, that they don't even think about it, man. They're too wrapped, like they say, they're too wrapped up in all these distractions out here. So they can't even focus on their value.
That's fucking right. A lot of people don't even know who they are anymore. They're so busy trying to fit in. You right about that, Rich.
When I'm sure, because people can't even stay on script, stay on point with something. Like I'm gonna put up a prime example. I'm looking at this cat up in the chat, this Jehovah up in here, and I don't know what none of these comments is talking about not nag shit, thug life at first grade. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand any of that. Are you trolling or is this uplifting? Are you trying to get a point across? Because we got a phone number you could call in.
Yeah.
I just think that there's a lot of distractions going on out here. And if you really concentrate on what value is and understand, like I said, it's an individual thing and nobody's going to do it for you. No one's going to get you where you need to go. You have to plot these things out, like set it out in the beginning of the thing. You got to plan, purpose.
Yeah.
You got to write things down.
Exactly.
See, look at this cat here. This cat trolling.
Yeah. He might have gone. D Flam might have gone boo him, man. He called people.
So I'm just taking him off again. This cat ain't on. Time out, Jack.
He probably still simping. That motherfucker still simping. He just looking for all that attention and shit.
Because that's negative. See, because all that's negativity, man.
Yeah.
And when you're a grown man or a grown woman, you don't have time for that kind of thing.
Yeah, we don't need that. But if you're on the other stream, you can hit the box or go ahead and go on Stack 44 on YouTube, and the numbers in the description. Call on in. But if you want to join the conversation, and what's up, sweetheart? I see you. But Boss Baby, yeah, 92. I see you. But yeah, man, you know, it's all about your energy. You know what I mean? You allow thoughts to come out like that and be very hateful about life. You allow the losses to add up in your life to bring hate. So you got to understand in your life, like I tell you, your life is like a battery. You're going to you got a positive source, you got a negative source. If you got more negative than positive, you're going to fucking die. You probably be dead inside. So you got to understand that I got things that could trigger me as a man. Everybody got things that could trigger them, but you got to learn how to control your energy. Just like your boy D Flim says, he always put it straight. You got to learn how to control your energy. You don't know how to control your energy. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. So, and that's being a real man. A real man walks away. A real man don't have to show his ass and respond to everything, because you know how many people in the cemetery because they can control their pride right now.
Negativity, exactly.
So you'll destroy your own self if you can't control yourself.
Yep.
So.
Yep. And at the same time, Stack, I remember you did a video not too long ago. All that kind of behavior is femininity, man.
Yeah, that's like you never should argue with a woman. Why are you arguing with a woman and it's your program? If she don't want to be in your, for real, she don't want to be on your ship, kick her ass off. Period. You are the CEO of your life. Now,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah.
And that's why I said when men make it simple for a woman to come on in and get inside his energy, then she takes away from your energy, then you're in your feelings when you didn't protect your energy in the first place. Just like Rich said, every man should have a certain type of rule that a woman should have to go by to get into your program. If you don't have a rule, then what are you? You know what I mean?
Right.
I always say a sensible man watches out for problems and prepares to meet them. The fool never looks ahead. If you live your life as a fool, you're going to end up in foolish behavior all the time.
Yep.
It's kind of like the saying of pride before the fall, or cause and effect, consequences of your actions and shit. When you think about before you start doing things, or before you start wilding out, you think, okay, what can happen if I do this? What can happen if I do that? And if this happens to me, regardless, how could I bounce back? Work on self-improvement. When you fucking operate in emotion, it'll always end up in catastrophe.
Yep.
Facts. But and then leveling up, like a lot of times people, I know I was talking about the L's and stuff, and the love, having love for yourself, self-love, and giving honor to God, and having respect for the Most High. But leveling up, that shit never stops, man. Like every day you have to maintenance yourself. And a lot of times people don't want to put on their own work for their own self. And I think that is one of the biggest things you can, neglect and disrespect your own temple and your own body, your own spirit, your own mind, anything. Because at the end of the day, you got to have respect for yourself as a man. And a lot of times guys feel like, oh, why is it hard out here? It's not hard out here. You got to be the exception. You can't be the rule. You know what I'm saying? You got to be the one that be better than the statistics. A lot of times people become statistics because they don't want to try. And I feel like especially in the black community, it's already hard enough to be a black man. But when you allow your life to be controlled about females or trends or keeping up with the Joneses, then you got no life. You're lifeless.
Right.
So, but yeah, man, that's what I really want to say. Like a lot of times guys don't want to put in the work. They want to complain about it, talk about it, cry about it. It's not gonna work if you let you put in the work. So But let me see. Well, we covered. I don't know. You missed some things, Mike. But I was talking about the W's that have changed your life. You know, and at the end of the day, we was asking, do women or men take the most losses in life? You feel like, do women take more losses than men, or do men take more losses than women?
I mean, coming from a male standpoint, I think a man takes more losses than a woman because of the fact that he doesn't have a lot of advantages that a woman has. But when he gets into his status and he has a lot of resources, and he gets those wins through his losses. That's what I believe. He gets those wins through his losses because providing that he works on himself and self-improve all the way to where, okay, he's been through some shit and he don't want to go through that again. He takes those L's and he turns them into, you know what I'm saying, lemonade. Then he's able to make serious improvements to his failures. He can make a lot of improvements and a lot of wins through those failures, but providing that he doesn't just keep taking those L's. He has to take those L's and move forward. With a woman, honestly, I believe she's on a biological clock. You know what I'm saying? There's only a certain amount of time before she hits the wall. She's already given an advantage and a win since the time of birth. You know, the way how society is, the way how it's always in favor of a woman. And that's just not, you know, being fucking, you know, sexist or anything like that. She's been given a lot of wins, but when she keeps taking those wins and say, oh, I'm going to win forever without working on herself and finding out where she fucked up through her own mistakes, she bears no accountability for what she's actually doing. She's going to take an L in the end. She's going to take that L in the end. You see, some women been through that shit and they get it. And they say, hey, you know what? I can't keep fucking with this shit because if I keep playing with fire, eventually I'm going to get burned. So what happens? You get some women that'll play with fire and they be like, hey, you know what? I already felt the heat. I'm not going to fuck with that shit no more. But you get some women that'll like, I could play on this shit forever. And then they end up old, lonely, some nigga who they don't even respect. You know, they don't want to have anything or a good outlook in life, or she ends up with no man at all. She ends up like that fucking cat lady up the block. You know, feeding the cat, putting the cat food out there. The cats only get the food and then they run off. That kind of shit. That's it. But she wonders,
like, oh, but you unhappy. See this, man? This cat is unhappy and then very negative.
Man, I'm about to remove his ass. Block him.
Yo, what's going on?
No, can't just be a negative in the chat, man. They putting out a bunch of disparaging things, and there's nothing that's uplifting, nothing that's constructive. And it's an ignorant thing because you see it's a call-in show. If you had anything to contribute, you could call in and say something. But he don't want to say anything to help build. That's the kind of person that wants to tear down.
Yeah.
So,
oh no, I say honestly, to be honest with you, I think people like that in the community are a plague on society, and they deserve to be shot in the back more than ever by the cops, more than anyone else. Those are the dregs of life. They need to go. They need to go. Yeah. Just like that. And they take care of
themselves. That's the thing, but we ain't got to focus on them because they end up doing themselves in.
Yeah, that's true. Call karma, baby. All the way. I fuck with you on that.
No doubt.
Yeah, man. We come in here, we try to have positive vibes. We trying to help people. We trying to say we want everybody to understand, to be better and learn from each other. We're not trying to tear each other down. You know, we're not here for that, man. If you want to take that shit somewhere else, go take it somewhere else, but not over here, not at this channel, bro. For real. You know, what's up, Camille? Camille in the house. I see her.
That's what's up, Camille. Call in, baby.
Yeah, call in, Camille. Shit, fuck it. We try to get women on here on this platform a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Damn, I lost the train of thought a little bit. What I want to add on to what Mike was saying, but at the end of the day, like, the content of, you know, women. Oh yeah, okay. So women, like China was saying earlier, I feel like women's choices, they might get saved by society, but deep down inside, their choices are more critical than men, because men bounce back when they have children and they can find another relationship. A lot of times, like China was saying, when women have kids, a lot of guys that's above average guys don't want to take on that baggage, because at the end of the day, they know they're gonna have to put their life to the side for a woman and her children, and the children gonna come first in the woman's eyes, and when he want her to come first. So he don't want to take that risk on that lifestyle. And a lot of times women don't understand that. But my issue is with a lot of women is why they, and I'm gonna ask Big Rich, because you're a little older, older guy on the panel. Why do older women don't teach younger women from their mistakes? Why they just let the women just go out there and fuck up their lives? Like I don't get why older women don't tell the younger women and school them with what they should be doing.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Stat. A lot of the reason for that is plain and simple that misery loves company. And you see they look, and once they, like Mike said, when they hit that wall and they look and see the shambles that they made of their life, then they see their young daughters and their nieces and the next generation coming up. They don't want them to be happy. They don't want them to overcome and learn from the bad mistakes that they made so that they have a happy life. They want them to keep perpetuating the same old bullshit. And we know what happens when you perpetuate the same old bullshit. You get the same old results.
So they don't want to.
They don't want to see them. They don't want to see them come up and be happy because they're miserable and know that they don't have a chance anymore. So misery loves company. And they don't really love them. Because if you really love your offspring, you want them to do better, right? You always want your next generation to do better.
Right.
So that's evil in itself right there, man.
Damn, Rich. Yo, this nigga Rich hit home, man. That nigga comment almost made me cry, bro. Real shit. That shit almost made me cry, son. That shit almost made me cry. My second and my first BM did that shit. When their mothers showed them how to be just as fucked up as they are to make sure that they don't succeed over them when they saw a good man.
No doubt.
Because I think what happens now is, like you said, grandmas are on the Instagram and the Facebook twerking. When they get to that wall stage or they get to that older stage, they realize that the man that they may want, they can go out and get a 21-year-old, 22-year-old. So subconsciously for them, they feel like instead of teaching them what I did wrong, they're still in my man because they're in competition with me. Because it's easy to find a 50-year-old man to go get a 20-year-old girl easy these days. So 50-year-old women ain't telling 20, 22, 23-year-old women what they didn't do right when they was their age. They still compete for the same man. So that's some of the reason why I think women don't tell other women how to run the game, because especially if they losing. Now, if they winning, you may catch a woman that's got a husband and winning in life to go tell the women what not to do. But when they're losing, they don't even want to tell them shit because they feel like you're gonna be taking my man. You know what I mean? Do you believe?
Yeah. That's some real shit. That's some real shit.
It's sad, but I don't think, and that's why I be like looking at women. I see women that got kids as teenagers or my age, and they be posting on the gram as if they're 21, 22, 23, and they every bit of 39, 42, 41. And I'm looking like, you know how dumb you look to certain men that got qualities. Not the simp might love it. The short term guy would love it. But the long term man that thinking like, really, like you just put yourself out there with these 18, 19, 20-year-olds doing, you doing the same shit they're doing. And
the shit is crazy.
Yeah,
the shit is crazy because it shows them how desperate they are because they ain't got nobody.
And be honest, if they was the ones that that's not on the gram, not doing this, not doing that, then to be honest, you got a better chance of finding a good man without doing all the extra shit. But when you put yourself out there, to me, what's worse to me? a girl on fans only at 22, 23, or a 40-year-old, 50-year-old woman twerking on Instagram or Facebook. It's the same shit to me.
It's a bunch of foolishness. But you can take it from 22-year-old because that's the mentality, and that's young, immature mentality. The 40-year-old, that's just shameful. You ought to know better by now. You ought to.
And they still ain't grow up. No,
well, why does a woman have to mature, man? See, Mike, here go the thing with them. They stop maturing once they reach their sexual peak to where they see that they can use their sexual prowess to get what they want in life. So a lot of times you'll hear that thing all the time: women mature more than men. Women mature faster than men. That's the biggest lie in the world that they get told. That's just to gas people's heads up. A lot of women stop maturing once they get their period because they realize they can. Heck, some of them do it even before then. It all starts when they're a little kid, when they're a little baby, daddy's baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
Once a female figures out she can use her sexual prowess to get what she wants in life, she stops maturing. Why does she have to mature anymore? She's learned that she can get whatever she wants through her sexuality.
Especially in this.
She don't have to be accountable for anything because guess what? The biggest simp is daddy. Because daddy will come and save the day.
Yeah.
All right? Daddy will make everything all right.
And
then they learn how to work it on their boyfriends and their brothers and their male cousins and all of that. Now, what I'm saying right now, women out there listening to me, don't get mad because this don't blanket every female. But this is the dynamic that we got going on in our society right now.
And they got the mentality: if you won't do, another man will. And it's so many simps out there that's not men.
That they will. You'll catch one that'll do it too.
Facts. So,
you won't do. But you just dodged the bullet. That's not a loss either. You just dodged the bullet.
Yeah. The issue I think that they have is once they get older, and then they realize they can't attract the alpha male or the showpiece male that they want, then it hits them like, oh, I done ran across a bunch of guys that was select guys that wanted me when I was young and a hot thing, and they ego builds over years, and then once they still can probably only get the simps or the average guys, and they can't get the guys that's 7, 8s, and 9s, then they be like, damn, I was wasting my time dealing with all these, all these simps or playing men that are good. Then they realize, like, man, I done wasted all my value riding on that cock carousel, thinking that this ride is never going to end and it's over now. And all I can get.
Hey, look, bro, what's bad is sometimes they'll be that age and they had this false sense of delusion because they can go get a 21-year-old or 22-year-old, nice, big, strong stud to break them off a little something. And they think that because they can do that they still got it. No. At that point, you just practice. Okay? He just busting you down because you an easy bust down. That's all. Because a young nigga ain't thinking about nothing but pussy anyway. He don't want no relationship with you. So you don't have it. You hit the wall, but a lot of them think that, well, since anything a man can do, if a man can be in his 40s or 50s, he can go get a girl that's in her 20s, then I can go do that too. Yeah, but the only thing is, when the genders is flipped like that young dude don't want that old bro. Not for nothing but a bust down. Yep. But she didn't want her because he took her home from the club or the bar.
Facts.
She's nothing but a couch. Lay on that shit, man. Eat some popcorn, have a drink, and then be out.
At the end of the day, I think people just need to get a control of their egos, men and women, and understand who they are, so they can be the best person for their own selves. Before, if you get control of your ego, you kind of can recognize what's for you and what's not for you. And a lot of times when don't have control of their ego. They allow ego and society to write their end. You gotta write your own end of you gotta write your own end of your life. You gotta write your own obituary. Because if you don't write your own obituary, then you let society write it, then it's gonna be all over the place. And a lot of times people don't understand that if you're doing what everybody else is doing, then what makes you special? Because at the end of the day, a man that have principles and values and hold himself accountable, he don't want what everybody else can see and can get. Or woman, vice versa. It don't matter. Whoever you are, you got to make sure that your value is worth, is up to your standards, and the person that you deal with is a reflection of your value. And if they're not, then why would you bring them home to mama in the first place?
You got that right, because therein lies the definition, the difference between a male and a man and a female and a woman. You want to be a woman and you want to be a man. You don't want to be just a male and a female. That's empty. If you're a man, you stand on something. And if you're a woman, you stand on something and support whatever your man got going on. That's the balance that we need to have in our community, man. That's the balance that we need in the world. And it's not going to be, that's just a fantasy thinking that it's going to extend to the whole world. But in our community, for the select few that understand this talk, I hope that it reaches some and some of them take note and apply it to their lives. I guarantee you they'll be a whole lot happier.
Exactly. Yeah, so it's a lot of times I don't think people realize how important their legacy is.
Right.
And they take advantage they don't take advantage of the air they're breathing. They just think that life is like a box of chocolates. You're supposed to just live forever, but you don't. You gotta realize that life takes away stuff from you the older you get. And for you to progress in life, you gotta be productive, accountable for your actions, and willing to change. And a lot of times people are not willing to change and willing to show somebody something different, because the version I was 10 years ago should be way better. I mean, should be growing. Every year I should be growing. I should be a different version of myself every year. Just like if you look at technology or car companies, every year that car gets better and better, or that phone gets better and better, or whatever it is, you should get better and better with age. And if you don't get better and better in age, you're dying every day. I hate to see a 50-year-old man thinking like a 20-year-old boy.
Oh, man, I'm trying to tell you, though. And it's a bunch of them out here, too.
So it's a bunch of them out.
There's a bunch of cats I went to school with, man, that I've had to cut off completely. I got a bunch of cats that I seen a cat last week, for example. And this dude's telling me about, he starts talking to me about some stuff that we got into. I don't know, we was in our late 20s, early 30s, and he talked about all this drama back then and everything. I'm trying to steer the conversation in a different direction. But this cat oh man, will you remember when we did this? Remember when this happened? Hey, look, man, if that's all your conversation is about, I'm glad that I ain't seen you in 15 years. So then the cat starts telling me, he's like, man, Rich, you done changed, man. You ain't the same nigga that I used to know. I just turned and looked at him. I said, I should hope not.
I said, I hope not.
Same one that I used to know, though. So much success. Peace be unto you. I'm out, dog. And I had to just leave him where he stood, man, because I'm not on that stuff. He ain't never matured. He ain't never went past. He's still living in his late 20s. And there's a bunch of them out here like that. But them is the very ones that'll set up and say, Man, these women out here got it all messed up for us. You ain't even became a man yet.
Yeah, you gotta mature over age. You just can't stay the same. You'll stay stagnant. A lot of people, don't realize the value of having good credit. Just the value of having spiritual connection with the Most High to help you grow as a man, and understanding that the first submission a man should give is giving his submission to the good book, and understanding what God needs him to do while he's on this earth. And a lot of times guys don't find that mission until they go through something, but that's a good thing though. Because like you said, when we go through losses, they become lessons, right? A lot of times that you're you living through something and going back and looking at it, you'll realize that I went through this and I made it through it. I made it past it. So it makes you feel like I can help the next young brother grow and glow so they don't have to go through what I went through. You know what I mean? Because I feel like the harder I work in the world is for me and my legacy and my children. And whoever I spit my tell on my YouTube channel of what's going on in my life or what's going on or what to be aware of, I went through that myself. So it helps everybody in the long run, your experiences. And that's why I give you guys the platform to call in and we just having a conversation. We just having a conversation and trying to help the man, help the women, help everybody be aware of what's really going on out here in these streets, or what's going on, period. And how men look at things, how real men look at things, because I don't even know what the percentage would be. And I'm going to ask Mike, what you think the percentage of simps and real men are in this world?
Man, I say it's about like maybe 15% of men, and the rest is just simps. I'm going to be real. Because of the way how society is doing it right now, it's like if you ain't a simp, you don't hold no value, and it's actually the opposite way around. If you're a man, you know, in this today's society, you don't hold any value. But in reality, it's the other way around. The men actually hold the value. The simps that don't. Because once that chick figure out what she got you, and she's pretty much tired of you, and you a simp, she gonna go up to the next simp, or to the next simp, or to the next simp. But a man, he don't do the choosing. He let the woman choose him, but it's up to him whether he wants to actually be with her.
Facts. Hey, that's big facts. That's big facts,
That's
Mike.
real. That's real.
So, Rich, at your age, do you feel like it's is it when you think the guys actually get it though? When do a man actually get away from being a hound dog chasing ass and realize that he got to put his worth before anything? What age you think that when they hit that?
I tell you what, Stack, like I said, that's a relative thing, man. It's an individualistic thing because you can't put it on all young guys. Because I see a bunch of old fools still running around out here like a hound dog trying to chase it down, man. Like I said, there is nothing wrong with wanting it. It's a biological thing, man. If you don't want it, then you got something medical wrong with you, you know.
Yeah.
Or it's something else going on up in your head. But at the earliest opportunity, when you realize what you want out of your life, what you prioritize, and understand and have the maturity to understand that sexuality is only one component of life, and it's a very, very small part of life.
Facts.
Then you get it. Then you get it, brother. But the thing is, I've seen it happen to cats at a young age. You know, it's in their early 20s. Okay, I've seen it happen in the 30s. I've seen some guys that's older than me now that still don't get it. You know, and like I said, there's nothing wrong with the biological urge or whatever to go get some. Because I love me some pussy. All right. And when I get a chance to give me a little bit, I go ahead and give me a little bit if that's what I choose to do. But I tell you what, I love my bread though.
Yeah.
That's what I love. I love getting it. I like to have harmony with God. I like to have peace of mind. I like to wake up knowing that I live a righteous life, that I treat people right.
Yeah.
Okay? That I help people that I can help. That I'm going in a direction that I'm constantly moving forward. And it ain't got to be what one person calls successful isn't successful to somebody else. So you got to prioritize things in your life. But once you find that one thing and you move that direction, that's when you learn.
Yep.
So it ain't really no age on it, brother. It depends on your maturity level, what your priorities are in life, and if you keep on moving on. Because you can hear, we can sit up here and talk on this stream till early in the morning, but if people aren't listening to what we're saying, they didn't get nothing out of it. But somebody could pop in here and listen for 10 or 15 minutes and hear that one nugget that they needed to change their life around. Exactly. Not saying that that's going to be the only thing they need, but that'll be the thing that sparked their mind to change it around. And that can happen at any age, brother. I mean, y'all guys, when I get on here with you, when I get on here with Mike, when I see some comments and things, it inspires me. Because it ain't over. I learn things from y'all. It builds me up.
Facts.
That's why I don't understand the negativity of some cats, man. You know, when they come in here and watch some of the narratives on a lot of these channels, and just in life and period, is men against women and women against men.
Yeah,
you gotta learn. We trying to build something out here, because what is life if you don't?
Yeah, you know, a lot of times, just like when we was kids, and if it's something negative, people run to the negativity. People don't run to the positivity. Like when we was kids, if a fight break out of school, a lot of kids running towards the fight. And they use that. The sad part about that, anytime something negative happened in a black community or a black school, people running towards the negativity. And they knew, the society knew that they can use that against us. So they said, oh, let's make something that everybody can keep up and be nosy about other people's lives. And if they put up something crazy and negative, you get attention. When you do things positive and try to just stay underneath the radar, you get no attention. And that's the sad part about society, that people actually, you do negative things, then people love you. You do positive things, it takes a while for people to grow on you. It just takes the right type of people. Like you said, I don't care if I touch one person, two persons, three people, whatever. As long as somebody get the message, I know I'm doing what I want to do in my life and God's work as well. So a lot of times, if it's not, you know, I'm not worried about the numbers. I'm not worried about, you know, the views and the validation if people want to donate and all that. I'm worried about is I'm coming in good faith, trying to help somebody, trying to awaken people of the truth. And I know sometimes we say things that may be controversial or hurt that women might not want to hear, but it's not to hurt women, it's to help them to understand what really is going on in the community and what men think, you know, and really get them the open opportunity to ask us the real questions if they call in, so they can understand what they're doing wrong. So,
man, Stack, I'm gonna tell you, that's why I love you and I appreciate your channel, because you bring the balance. And what you're doing is actually holding the mirror up to women and holding the mirror up to men, so that we can all be accountable for things, and so that we can all get this dialogue going and talk to each other about what's going on, so we can work some things out or whatever. But I always love that even your drops throughout the week, you're just putting the mirror up, and letting us look at ourselves and see where we lacking, It's never judgmental to where, oh, y'all wrong because you do this, or you ain't a real man if you don't do this, or you ain't a real woman if you don't do this. I like your method of teaching, especially when you ask questions and you leave them open-ended, so the person is just thinking about it. You don't give the answer specifically, but you say what you got to say on the subject of the video, and then you drop a couple of questions in there, and it just leaves. Sometimes it leaves me scratching my head, and sometimes I don't know what I'm going to even comment till later on. I got to come back and listen to the video again. But you're putting the mirror up to people, man. That's what makes this channel a rare gem. Yeah, you got a bunch of channels out here. There's a bunch of people on it, and there was 100 people in the chat and this and that, and no one's saying nothing. They're doing a bunch of talk.
Yeah.
But they're not really saying anything. This here is value, okay? This is what value is. It's not about how much of it is. It's about the value of what it is.
Facts. But shit, with
you
that,
got it going on, brother. You got it going on, man.
Hey, I'm trying my best, man. I'm trying my best to change lives and get people to realize what the truth is and stop worrying about all this stuff that don't matter. You know, when you dead and gone, you know, the social media stuff still gonna be there, destroying other people's minds and deluding them. I mean, I watched the program on Netflix the other day, The Delusion of Social Media. I forgot. Well, it basically break down on how really devices manipulating people from being their true selves, and how the validation of the device and validation of social media means more to people than anything in this world. And at the end of the day, like that should not be your focus of, do people like you, or people, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, your own validation for your own self and knowing what God thinks of you is the most important thing of anything. But unfortunately, we growing up in a society when like matter more than love, and that's sad.
Plugged into the matrix, brother. They plugged into the matrix.
But yeah, we're gonna go and close. So you got anything you want to add, Mike? And we'll be back tomorrow.
Man, I'm gonna say this, man. You know, in order for an individual to be at the most positive peak, man, you gotta improve on yourself, and most of all, be yourself. Don't try to be fitting in with all of these other social media shit. That shit will steer you wrong. If you want positivity, man, what you need to do is fucking subscribe to Stacks 44 channel and stop fucking playing around, man. I'm telling y'all, man. Playing games, man. You know what I mean? Listen to Rich, man. My dude Rich won't steer you wrong. And even China White, man. That's for the ladies too, man. Ladies, y'all need to wake up, man. This shit ain't this whole twerking your ass shit. This shit ain't for y'all, man. Need to grow up. Let the motherfuckers stay over there, all that negativity that telling you how to do all that fucked up shit. Stay over there with them. Y'all want to be on that negative shit, but if you want some real shit, real positivity, and then being yourself and actually getting somewhere in life, listen to these people, man. Listen to Stacks 44, man. Listen to Big Rich. Listen to China White, man. I'm fucking playing these games, man. For real. From the streets, everybody out there, I love y'all. Still staying, doing what y'all gotta do, man. Stay out of trouble, man, because y'all already know we living in some crazy fucked up times, man. For real. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's facts, man. That's facts. That's the best way you can go with the shit, is to be honest about it and realize that the world is, you know, nothing in this world is guaranteed. You know, everything is temporary. Even your temple on this earth everything's temporary, and it's no matter what you do with it. Because as a man, the two most important things you have is your time and your choices. And if you choose to be here, I appreciate you being here. But make sure when you are here, you make sure you share, you like, you comment, you subscribe. Try to get other people so we can have a movement of people want to self-improve, people that want to know the ins and outs of or have a man think, how a woman think. Because the only way we're gonna build a better generation for the future is to fight against the matriarchy of what's going on with society today. And that's the only way we'll do it, by doing it by spreading the message and not be scared to because at the end of the day, it's gonna bring some type of heat. I don't care. Like, My channel, some people be hating, but some people, don't, but people don't want to hear the truth. But if you want to be a part of the truth and be part of the solution and not the problem, be willing to hear the truth. But that's all I'm going to say on that. I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow. We're going to jump on about 6:30 or 6 o'clock. I'll let you guys know. And I got a couple things I want to talk about tomorrow. I'll give y'all a little preview. I'm talking about some deal breakers that you can't see about a person. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow.
All right, brother. Sounds good, man. Peace, y'all, man. Have a good evening.
All right, man. Good night, man.
All right.
Good night to the chat. Thanks for China coming through. My boy D Flim. My prayers are with you, Golden Child. Isaac, thanks for coming through. Camille. So I'll holler at you guys tomorrow about 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be going on live. We'll be talking about the deal breakers that you can't see about a relationship. I'll holler at you guys tomorrow. Peace.